Hey guys, Brook here. I wanted to speak a little bit about one of my recent life changes that I've had out here that I'm actually quite quite surprised with. Um, as many of you know, I got back from Trinidad and Tobago not that long ago, and it was quite a toll for me to go out there. It was very stressful time, and when I was out there, yeah, I put on a lot of weight. As you guys in Trinidad know, the food out there is phenomenal, and I knew I was going to be back for a while, so I tried to sample everything that I could. I got all my Royal Castle, my rotis, a couple doubles, mango chow. We had a mango tree in the place that I was staying, so I managed to get that, and other things. And before I left, not for this trip, but for the trip before, when I was out here, I was hitting the gym like 3 times a week. I was in decent shape. I mean, I had a lot to go. I've lost a lot of weight from my heaviest, and I'm enjoying this shrinking experiment. But I was doing pretty well. I was actually pretty satisfied with the results that I had experienced when I made my first trip out uh, to Trinidad a while ago. I've made another one since, and just in that time period, I really haven't been exercising and other things. So now that I'm back here and I'm trying to get that lifestyle back together, I'm back in the gym and I'm liking the routine. I'm hitting a number of personal bests in terms of my squats and my bench presses and other things like that. So I'm very satisfied. But with that, I've actually changed my diet quite radically. As all things, I was trying to go keto, which was basically low carb type of living. So you could eat meat, you could eat fats, with sides of vegetables and stuff like that. So early on in my gymming experience, that was the diet that I was on. But then I saw this interview on Joe Rogan with a Dr. Shawn Baker, and another interview also with Jordan Peterson, talking about the carnivore diet, which, for those of you who don't know, is a diet existing purely from animal products. So no veg, no fruit, no any kind of carbohydrates or anything like that. It's meat, right? Or eggs, some cheese. For the fats is also acceptable. Um, but yeah, that's kind of it. And I was listening to this, and I was like, these people must be out of their mind. I mean, there must be constipation and kidney stones and all these other kinds of things. But then I found the group that's on Facebook that deals with this carnivore diet, and I started reading some of the testimonies of the people in this particular group, and I was frankly quite amazed. A lot of joint and arthritis pain had disappeared, inflammation issues had dried up, some depression and a lot of mental conditions and stuff like that. Just there was a lot to this, and I was kind of like, this is very strange. So I was doing some more research. I was kind of looking into it, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna try it for 30 days, right? I mean, you could do any diet for 30 days, really. And it was tricky because I had some groceries that I'd already purchased. So I had some apples, some fruits, some vegetables. I had some chicken and a couple other things. Chicken is allowed, but they prefer that you get it from red meat, which tends to be packed with more vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. And I will happily say this is my second week in. Not quite 2 weeks yet, but I'm in my second week right now. And I just want to say, this is amazing. Like, my mood is so much better. I mean, I've lost, quite a bit of weight. I think it's nearly 10 pounds in the space of a week. I regret that I didn't weigh myself before I started this, so I might be off on that. But I do know that from when I did weigh myself, which was Friday, and it's now been what, 5 or 6 days since that. It's been 5 days so far. Friday. I'm recording this on a Wednesday. Uh, yeah, it's I've lost like 10 pounds. Right. Well, I lost 5 pounds in since I've measured, so I figured I was probably a little bit heavier when I started that out. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty intense. But beyond that, something that's really been shocking me is back in Trinidad, I actually got, I don't know if it was Zika. It might have been Zika, although I suspect it was something called Julian Barr. But I got this infection, which was really painful. It was really, really painful. I was in tremendous pain, to the point where I just wanted to be sedated and stuff like that. And they put me on trauma set and a lot of these medications and stuff like that. But anyway, when the virus eventually died down, my joints were still very inflamed, and I had a lot of pain in my knees and in my hands and stuff like that. And the research kind of says that with Julian Barr or even Zika, sometimes it stays in your bloodstream for a couple, like a year, sometimes more. But since I've started this carnivore diet, which is, it's only, as I say, it's not been that long. The pain is gone, man. Like, my knees are great. I'm able to do lower squats and stuff like that in the gym. Up, we got stairs in the house here. I go up and down the stairs, no problem. I mean, I used to. It was so bad at some point. I would like plan. Okay, I've got to make a trip downstairs and come back up. Let me make sure I whatever I have to take down, I got to do it all in one trip. And whatever I got to bring up, let me make sure I do it all in one trip. And I would literally try to avoid the stairs. Um, but yeah, since I've been doing this, there's just been no pain. Like, all the inflammation seems to have gone, and I feel great. So I'm gonna try it for the 30 days, and I also wish I did some blood work before I started this. I did some not that long ago, but I wish I a little closer. But yeah, I'm gonna see how this goes for 30 days. I mean, you can do anything for 30 days, and I'm gonna let you guys know how this goes. And I mean, yeah, I know how it sounds. I know how crazy it is. Uh, but I mean, I'm basically going back to what our ancestors and our even some of our great grandparents used to eat. So I have like bacon and eggs in the morning, or like I make a cheese omelet with some proper lean sausages, not the processed stuff, but actual meat sausages with high fat contents. I do ribeyes for lunch, and I'm basically eating 2 meals a day because I'm just full. I'm not particularly hungry. I'm sure I could probably do 1 meal a day and be all right, but I'm gonna stick with the 2 meals a day. Um, Side effects, yeah, there was definitely some interesting transition periods where I would get really tired as the body shifts from burning glucose to the ketogenic process, which is pulling sugars from meat. There's a transition apparently. I went through a bit of that where I was just tired, mind fog. It's very difficult for me to concentrate. But a lot of that's cleared up now, and I think my body's kind of getting a rhythm. Now, I haven't been completely carnivorous because I don't believe in throwing away food. I don't like to waste food really. Um, so I did eat the apples. So I had one apple a day after my ribeyes, and there's like a weekly tradition that I have with a friend of mine out here, where we go to this Turkish restaurant and we have durums, which are for people in Trinidad, it's like a gyro except with Turkish bread, which is thicker. It's delicious. It's absolutely fantastic. It's become like a treat for us. So every Wednesday is Durum Wednesday, and he and I will go there. So it's packed with meat and veg, but it's wrapped in Turkish bread that they grill. So I get the carbohydrates from that. I actually had that last night. But my friend's on vacation, so I'm not going to do that for a while. So I'm interested to see how I deal with this. And ironically, I've actually had some reactions from eating carbohydrates. Even drinking, I went out twice in the last week, in the last 2 weeks for social events. My friend from Italy was in. I went to meet him for a couple drinks. Another friend from Guildford, he came into London. I went to meet him for drinks. But I try to, I'm trying to do zero carb drinks. So vodka, gin, and possibly bourbon, I think. Which is not my thing because I'm a rum guy, right? Rum and coke has been like, the religion of my family, for time immemorial. So I'm trying something different. But yeah, even with those lapses, as long as I kind of stick to 80% uh, carnivorous, I'm doing all right. I actually haven't had a lot of bad reactions. In fact, yesterday I had I have these packs of like green powders, you know, these kind of vegetable mixed things, and for some reason I got like 3 of them, and I don't like to waste things, so I was like, oh, I should probably use these greens up and stuff like that, at least the open pack. So I did a mix that with some vitamin C and stuff like that, and I drank that, and I actually felt bloated. Like before that, I'm wearing a pair of trousers that they're loose, but when I had that, like obviously there was some swelling, some inflammation. It actually felt tighter to like put it on and stuff like that. So it's very weird. It's very weird. This whole thing, I mean, we're taught our whole lives that we need fruit and veg. Now I think fruit is probably better. I was listening to, I can't remember, it's Dr. Eddie or something like that. I'll see if I can find it and put the links below. But she basically described that, in nature, the plants want you to eat the fruit, which, fruits and stuff like that, but they don't necessarily want you to eat their body, which tends to be where the vegetables come from. These are the stalks and other things of vegetables. So they want the fruit to go. So I think that's why I think the fruit might be all right. And there are all sorts of genetic makeups and constitutions within the vegetables to fight off predators and stuff like that. So they fight insects and bacteria and all sorts of things that try to devour the body of the plant. It releases these, the defensive mechanisms to fight these things off. And it seems to be that the body actually encounters a lot of that when we eat certain vegetables. Now I don't have a lot of information about this. I will put links to these things, but it's been a fun experiment for the last week and a couple of days. I feel great. The pain is gone. I don't know how much weight I've lost, but I've lost quite a bit, and I'm gonna keep at it for a while, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. So yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and joining me on this crazy journey with my lifestyle out here in the UK. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.